All right, if you have one of these MacBooks, model A1534, and you accidentally tore the video cable, hopefully you didn't tear the other ones. I mean, this is replaceable. You can get a replacement of this as well. And yeah, but if you tore these cables, you can replace them. I mean, obviously, if you use the flip latch here, you can take this one out, okay? So if you tore the Touchpad Trackpad cable, you would have to get a replacement. And basically this comes out like that, okay? So there's a flip latch. Let me zoom in here so you can see better. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and put it back in. So let's say you got a replacement of this cable. This cable, it varies from model to model. You'll want to check yours, but this one is 821-00507-03. You can see it's tiny right there. Okay, so anyways, make sure this latch is up, and we're gonna go ahead and get this back in. Make sure there's no debris in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this cable in. All right, you do want to disconnect the battery. Let's go ahead and latch this down. So the way you do that, there's this little button here. Okay, you would press and hold that for like 15 seconds, and that would do the battery disconnect if you already tore it and you're working on it. Okay, but right now we have this up, and the reason for that is we actually replaced the battery. Okay, this foam is kind of falling inside, so let's see if we can kind of pull that back out. I'm working on it upside down. Let me turn it this way. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and push that foam back out. Okay, all right, anyways, the battery was replaced. If you want to see a battery replacement video, I have a video showing that. Okay, this one, I don't want to mess around with it because the cable is fine. This is for the 3.5mm headphone jack, audio jack, but there's this little connector under here. Okay, so same thing, you flip the latch, okay, and then this comes out, but there's some adhesive. So hopefully you didn't tear that one because it's a little bit more tricky with the adhesive. All right, then the other one you have is here you go, this screen connector here. Luckily, this one is replaceable. I was worried that Apple didn't make this replaceable, and that would have sucked. But there's two T5 Torx 5 screws here. Okay, so we're gonna undo these two screws. All right, this one, and I'll show you how to put the MacBook so that there's less risk of damaging the cable again. All right, so now that we got the two screws, you can see this is springy here. You got to take this metal piece. We're going to take that out just so we don't lose it. Okay, this is what it looks like, and the way it goes in, if you can see that the end right there, it has a little hook on it, so it hooks into this in this metal piece here. Okay, and once you hook that in, this goes down. So let me show you again. Sorry, it's hard to hold this. So that hooks in there, and then this just drops down and screws down. All right, anyways, we need to replace this cable, and hopefully the replacement works exactly the same. There's some adhesive here, so make sure to hold this down when you do this because you don't want to accidentally tear the actual screen cable. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and peel this up just like this. Okay, so now this is peeled up. Now we can go ahead and rotate this up. You want to be careful again. You don't want to tear this cable. If you tear this, you're going to need a new screen. Okay, so here you can see where the cable tore there. We're going to go ahead and separate this. So this has a little just push down connector like a Lego. Okay, so you just get under there. Just use my fingernail, hold this tight, and flick that off just like that. Okay, I'll show you how to remove the other end as well, but let's go ahead and reassemble with the new cable. So this is the new cable. As you can see, it doesn't have any of the folds in it yet. So you're going to want to fold it pretty much the same. So just compare the old one here with the new one, and you're going to just roll this piece over. Okay, so if you were to fold this completely, you can see how you can still see the letters and stuff there. Okay, so you'll kind of want to do the same thing here. Fold that over. Okay, All right. And then they basically just fold this one completely in half. They put some adhesive in the middle, but that's not necessary. We're just gonna, again, copy that and fold that in half. Okay. Be careful not to tear this one in the process, otherwise you're gonna have to buy another one. All right, so fold that. These cables aren't too bad. I think it was about 10 bucks plus tax or something. All right, and then just pinch that. And don't pinch it too much, like back and forth, because you don't want to break the wires or trace inside, okay? So again, now we're gonna go ahead and put this back in the same way the other one was, okay? So we're gonna go ahead, lift this up. Oh, did I fold it the wrong direction? No? Okay, no, I did it right. I was worried I folded it the wrong way. Okay, so this cable we're just gonna reattach, okay? So it's hard to show this because I don't wanna bend this wire up too much, but basically just line it back up here. Actually, it helps if you flatten it and then roll it, so leave it kind of more flat. Okay, then line this up. You'll know it lines up because it kind of, you see how it's staying in place. Then click it down. Good. All right, we're gonna put this back over this way. Oh, I'm making the foam thing kind of come out. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put the screw in first, the one on the left side. So hold that out of the way. Okay. We'll get that screw in. We can go ahead and do the other side as well. Put the metal plate in. Okay, and then we'll get that screw down. Hold this down. There we go. All right, now that we got that, we can go ahead and flip this over here, just like this. Wait, I'm so confused. I feel like I did something wrong here. I think I did fold it upside down. Yeah, I folded it the wrong way. Okay, so make sure you fold it the right way. All right, so we'll actually put this first now. Okay, just fold this over, stick that down. There's an adhesive there. Technically, the sticking this down isn't important. Make sure that it's not gonna be over the screw. You don't want to accidentally put a screw into it. Okay. Alright. Stick that down. Okay, now let's fold it the right way. Hopefully I didn't damage the cable because now I'm folding it twice, which isn't too good for the cable. Okay, sorry about that. Hopefully you guys didn't fold it the wrong way, but there we go. Okay, and the way you remove the cable from this side, there's a flip latch, so this metal thing, you just flip that up. All right, be very careful that you don't damage the connectors there, and then usually there's some adhesive here, but you peel that up and then you pull this out, and that's what the connector looks like. Okay, now the way you would put this back in without risk of damaging it a second time, first let's go ahead and get these screws on the motherboard in. Okay, so again, if you want to see a video of how to do the battery replacement and stuff, I have a video of that as well. So okay, so we line that screw up. Oops, sorry, can't even see what I'm doing. Let me zoom out. Okay, get that screw in. Get this, oh, we actually have to put the metal connector first. So we'll do this screw. We'll undo this screw. Okay, and now the way you do this without damaging the cable, let me zoom out. Okay, so we still have the screen with the keyboard. So what you do is you open the screen to like 90 degrees, okay, like this. That way you can rest it on your work area, table, and that way your thing won't fall over, okay? I can't really zoom in on this that much. Let me try. Okay, but now we have this cable here, okay? So this latch would need to stay up slightly. We'll go ahead and get the cable in. Can be a little bit tricky. There we go. Okay, make sure this cable goes in all the way. Oops, I made another bend in it, but it should be okay. All right, now that it's in all the way, latch that down. You can see what it looks like when it's in all the way. Okay, you shouldn't be able to see the little line in the middle that separates it. All right, then we have the other connector over here for the USB-C port, charge port. So if you break this one, then you won't be able to power on the Mac, because when the battery disconnects, it won't turn on until it detects a charger. So if you broke this connector, keep that in mind. Also, there's another connector here. Make sure this one is pressed down all the way as well, okay? That's for this speaker on this side, okay? At least I think that's what it's for, pretty sure. Okay, go ahead and line this up. And click that down. All right, make sure it's in all the way. Good. Okay, we'll go ahead and get the other screw in now, the side screw. Still using the T5, Torx 5. Okay, we do have another tinier screw that we're going to switch to a PH0 or JS0. Or you might even need to use a PH00 actually. My PH0 works. Okay, so get that screw in there. All right. Actually, let me switch to the PH000. There we go. Make sure it's good. Now we have one more T5 Torx 5 screw, but let's go ahead and get the headphone jack connector into place. Okay, be very careful moving them. You want to move everything together because you don't want to tear the cables again. All right, this is the 2.5mm jack. Again, it has the little flip latch. Okay, make sure that's in all the way. Slide your finger over the latch to lock it into place. Okay, then we have the last battery screw here. Get that in. Okay, the touchpad cable is a bit tricky because you have to hold everything up together like this, okay, while you're doing it. And I don't know if I'll be able to record it. I think I probably did it for the battery replacement repair one, but this is hard to repair because my head is going to have to be hanging over the thing. So you have to kind of reach your hand in there and then get that in. So yeah, I don't think I can really record this part, but I'll try. Maybe there. My head's probably just going to be in the way. Okay, so we got to get that and then slide that in. Slide that under. Yeah, I don't think I can really record this part because I have to be able to hold it all together. You'll want to put something heavy on the other side of the battery area just so this piece doesn't slide backwards, okay, since the screen is holding up the keyboard side. But yeah, this, you can see how it's kind of really short reach, so it's kind of like you have to keep everything very small sandwiched together while you're doing this. Slide that in, okay, and then you have to grab this little adhesive tab thing, okay, to be able to get it in. But it's not, you can't really show this too well, so I almost hurt the cables again because the thing slid. So let me do this off camera and then I'll be back. Okay, so we got the cable reconnected. As you can see, we're gonna now just close everything up. Okay, let's zoom back out. All right, so basically just line everything back up. Click it back down into place. And now we want to plug in the MacBook just to make sure it turns on before we put all the screws back in. And that should be it. All right, so here we go. Plug it in, power it up. All right, touchpad's clicking, that's a good sign. So the screen should come up soon. Since the touchpad is haptic feedback, then usually if it's clicking, that means it's gonna work. And there you go. All right, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their device as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. All right, if you can help out that way, it would help a lot. If you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, yeah, not really much else to show. I'll put the screws back in. Let me see. I'm going to do a SMC and PRAM reset. So SMC reset is Control Option Shift on the left and the power button. That turns it off completely. And then power it back up, give it a few seconds, power it back up, and then Command Option P and R, hold those down, and you see the apple. It should, if you do it right, the apple should go away and then come back. There you go, it's gone. I like to push the touchpad just to see if it's getting power. So I'll keep holding this. You could technically let go once this the apple goes away. One way you can make sure the PRAM reset is working properly is you can mute the volume and then do it, because the first time the apple chime won't happen, and then if the PRAM reset worked, the volume will be set to the max. So yeah, there you go. It's loading, as you can see. So we're just going to get the screws back in and we're good to go. All right, again, hopefully this video helped. Thanks for watching. Also, I do have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. It would help a lot if you subscribe to that one as well. We're using the P5 Pentalobe 1.2 screwdriver to get these screws back in. Obviously, I mean, if you opened it already, then you would know. But yeah, all right. So we'll get these other screws all back in. This design, they kind of make it a pain to replace because the cables are all like attached to two different layers. I feel they could have easily made it all in one layer so that you don't accidentally tear cables, but you know, Apple likes to make these tricky designs so that you break stuff. So even to a professional, this thing a lot of times will end up with the cables getting damaged, but you gotta be really careful with them. All right, and that's pretty much it. So don't feel bad if you broke your cable. Yeah, they're easily replaceable. Ew, what is this stuff? Yeah, they're I mean, they're as easy to replace as it is to do it in the first place. So yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it. Again, thanks for watching. Maybe I should flip it this way, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.